Welcome to another episode of Swadesi Startup Speaks, where we dive into the world of India's vibrant startup ecosystem. Today, we have an exciting lineup featuring the latest growth in various sectors, including SaaS space and defense tech. We'll explore how government initiatives, funding, and strategic collaborations are shaping the future of Indian startups. Stay tuned as we unpack the remarkable progress and opportunities that lie ahead for entrepreneurs in India. Union Minister Piyush Goyal highlighted India's startup ecosystem's growth, now the world's third largest, with over 1.5 lakh startups across 80% of districts. He noted major achievements under the Startup India initiative, the removal of the angel tax, and global investor interest in deep tech. Goyal emphasized easing regulations for startups returning to India, fostering public-private collaboration with 50 MOUs, and praised initiatives like Blinkit's 10-minute ambulance service. India's space sector funding fell 55% in 2024 to $59.1 million amid a global 20% decline. Despite this, India's private space industry is pivotal to achieving a $44 billion economy by 2033, supported by AR's 10B fund. Key achievements include Chandrayaan-3 and Aditya L1 with ISRO, projecting a 20% 30% budget hike for deep space exploration. Experts anticipate a funding rebound in 2025 as startups hit milestones. Over 5 years, $353.5 million was raised across 72 rounds, driving satellite and launch tech growth. IIIT Delhi Innovation and Incubation Center invested Rs 50 lakh each in SHS Retail, Venture Pivot Limited, Pure, and Climatech Environment, Pivot Limited, under the Startup India Seed Fund scheme. Pure, led by Raghav Mundara, innovates in water purification using nanofiltration, while Climatech, founded by Dr. Kuldeep Rathore and Dr. Pramod Sharma, advances carbon capture with energy-free direct air capture technology. The initiative reinforces IIIT Delhi's commitment to fostering impactful, sustainable startups. Bengaluru will host Aero India 2025 from February 10th 14 at Air Force Station, Yelahanka. The event, themed The Runway to a Billion Opportunities, features a Defense Ministers Conclave CEOs Roundtable and Manthan Startup event, along with air shows and exhibitions. Highlights include the India Pavilion showcasing indigenous defense tech, the IDEX Pavilion for startup innovations, and strategic discussions to bolster international aerospace partnerships and defense manufacturing in India. Indian SaaS startups raised $2.1 billion in 2024, highlighting strong sector growth. See Collectibles, markets driven by platforms like Toki.ph and PopMart, grew to a $6 billion industry despite high operational costs. C Group saw a 162% stock rise $0, 24 share Q3 profit, and 31% revenue growth. iFinance secured $12.8 million debt funding for expansion. Xiaomi India named Sandeep Singh Arora, CBO, and PE firm Creador acquired a majority stake in MG Group, an Indonesian B2B hospitality marketplace. Haryana Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini has pledged to make the state a leading startup hub in India, aiming to triple the number of startups. He emphasized efforts to position Haryana as a key player in the national startup ecosystem, aligning with initiatives like Made in India and Startup India. The state plans to introduce startup-friendly measures in the 2025 to 2026 budget, with a focus on providing capital and guidance to young entrepreneurs. The CM also highlighted the role of startups in promoting traditional industries. Venture capital firm Accel has raised a $650 million early-stage fund, its eighth in India and Southeast Asia. The fund will focus on sectors like AI, fintech, consumer brands, and manufacturing. Within these areas, Accel targets subcategories like enterprise AI, fintech infrastructure, and next-gen digital manufacturing technologies. Over 16 years, Accel has invested in major startups such as Flipkart, Swiggy Browser Stack, and Freshworks, contributing to India's growing startup ecosystem. That wraps up today's episode of Swadesi Startup Speaks. We hope you enjoyed the deep dive into India's flourishing startup ecosystem. Be sure to join us next time for more insights into how Indian startups are driving innovation and making global strides. Until then, stay curious and keep supporting the #Swayze startup movement.